So you're thinking about a kitchen renovation and wondering if you should do it yourself? Well, the simple answer is yes. With some decent tools, the right materials, and a huge pile of boxes from the fine folks at Ikea, it can be done. This video will be a quick slideshow of what we went through to go from this to this. The kitchen was originally built in the mid-1990s and was definitely in need of a major upgrade. The tower used to be home to a built-in double oven, but was converted to storage. But that didn't make it any less of an eyesore. Part one of the renovation was pretty easy and revolved around emptying out all the cupboards and removing the doors. This would make the breakdown of the cabinets much easier and ensure nothing was left behind in any dark corners. Next up were the cabinets alongside the fridge and above the stove. Then, one of the best moments, we got to say goodbye to the god-awful tower of ugliness. Undeniably something we had been dreaming about for a while. Next it was the turn of the remainder of the island. This included the first bit of plumbing work, as that section of cabinets was also home to the old dishwasher. But with the occasional gentle tap from a hammer, and with the bare minimum of swearing, another pile of scrap was created. It did, however, reveal the first disappointment. The floor under those cabinets did not have any tiles. But not to worry, the new island will cover that up, and it will be our secret. At this point, we put the demolition of the base cabinets on hold to concentrate on some lighting and painting. We also wanted to hold off on taking out the sink and faucet, as that would pretty much render the kitchen unusable until the new sink went in. So, some ceiling paint and recessed LED lights, along with the first coat of the new wall colour, took centre stage. Next came something with the most potential for problems. The box over the oven and fridge needed to be partly demolished to make way for the floor-to-ceiling pantry and the fridge cabinets. The reason for the concern was that the box was actually a framework that contained the plumbing for the main upstairs bathroom. So the part with the plumbing needed to be retained, while the rest needed to be dismantled. As it turned out, it wasn't quite as bad as we had feared. With careful application of a reciprocating saw, the part of the frame that needed to go was separated from the rest, and the remaining existing framing got a few extra support pieces added. From there, it was just a matter of covering the voids with new drywall and some paint. After that, the pantry, the over-fridge cabinets and a finishing panel could be installed to complete the opening that would eventually house the fridge. Fit the cabinet doors and the full extension drawers in the pantry, then slide the fridge back into place and voila! We can check off one section of construction. One half-height cabinet with a built-in microwave and extractor fan over the stove, and one additional full-height cabinet complete the run under the revamped box section. So now we have reached the part we were really not looking forward to, pulling the last cabinets along with the sink and faucet. Now we have no running water in the kitchen and nowhere to do dishes. Filling a pot or the kettle and cleaning up after a meal has now been relegated to the laundry room. With that in mind, it's not surprising that the pace of base cabinet installation needed to be stepped up a bit. Fortunately, the only slightly tricky parts were the two angled units either side of the sink cabinet. These had to be set at just the right angles to make them look symmetrical, even though the space was not exactly equal on the left and right of the sink. The dishwasher was next, with its associated plumbing, electrical and matched door. The island was the last run of base cabinets to go in, and the exposed backs were finished with a trim panel. Installing all of the doors and drawers was a very satisfying process, as it made the space start to look like a real kitchen. Some filler pieces between the sink cabinet and the angled cabinets either side added to the finished look. Filling in the space around the over-fridge cabinet was a pretty simple process of drywall, filler and some paint. Installing the last couple of doors buttoned that up. With toe kicks installed under all of the base cabinets, all we needed now was the countertops. The countertops are the one thing I can't take any credit for. Cutting and fitting solid granite is way beyond my abilities. Fortunately, we had a local supplier and installer that took care of the whole thing. Precision laser measuring, cutting and installing were all part of the service, and we couldn't have been happier with the result. With the countertops done, the sink and faucet can go in, and we can get the mosaic tile backsplash done. This was a nice mix of stone and glass to complement the colour scheme, and extended above the stove to the microwave. So there we have it. Add some decorative elements and a couple of stools for the breakfast bar and the kitchen is reborn. Lots of work and some headaches, but overall, well worth the effort. Obviously, this kind of renovation isn't for everyone, but the satisfaction you feel when you step back and survey the end result is well worth it. So strap on the tool belt and go for it.